Hello, this is Zinde from the Golden Land, located at angelfire.com/game/link40, and what you are looking at right now is actually a playthrough or a ROM that I have found online of The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets, which actually is a very, very tough game to come by because of specific reasons that I'll explain to you in a second here. But, if you want to see here, there's an inventory and everything. You start the game out actually with a net, an ocarina, a golden bee, and a lantern. These here, you can't see it because it's not focusing very well, but are tablets that you collect throughout this game, hence the name Ancient Stone Tablets. This game actually takes place a few years, 6 years actually to be exact, after the events of A Link to the Past. Basically, I'm showing you this because there's a couple things that I would like to discuss here real quick, actually. Let me just close this down. I would play it for you, but I really can't get past this part right here all that much. So, let me just get this all set up here. And with that in mind, basically Ancient Stone Tablets was a game that was released kind of at the late 90s. How it works is that there's a system that Nintendo released called the Satellaview, or otherwise known as the Satellaview. Not many people know how to exactly pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's like Satellaview. Basically, Nintendo released this item as an add-on to the Super Nintendo that you put on the bottom of the Super Nintendo control, the system itself, or otherwise the Super Famicom, which is what it was called in Japan. And it basically gave you downloaded games, not offline or anything like that, but off of a satellite. Nintendo, how it worked real quick is Nintendo released a game weekly, to my understanding, where you'd have to sit down at your Super Nintendo, wait for Nintendo to have this thing go live, and that was the only time of the week that you could actually play the game. Nintendo released multiple different games doing this, but the main game that people talk about is actually the main game series that people talk about is The Legend of Zelda. If you look it up anywhere online, go to Google or anything, and just type up BS Zelda. You will actually find it online. BS stands for not normally what you think, but BS stands for Broadcast Satellite, which is what Nintendo did in order to get these games to go online. Or not really online, I should say through the satellite. They redid Zelda 1 at first. Significant better graphics. Look up screenshots for it. I also have some on my website. And now that I've actually done some more research on this, I'm going to actually probably get some more screenshots on it and stuff if I can. But also, too, they also completely launched A Link to the Past. But one interesting game they launched was a game called The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets. I can't really show you the beginning of the video that much because I don't really have a decent camera here to show you with it. But the beginning video basically states that this game takes place 6 years after the events of A Link to the Past. So my question is if it takes place 6 years after the events of A Link to the Past, is it canon to the storyline? I find this very odd because you're playing in the exact same world as A Link to the Past, except for a few minor changes. And Zelda's there, and and believe it or not, the king is actually there. And I'm gonna actually play through some of this game to find out to see if I can get to the king and snap a picture of it, because I can actually snap pictures with it as well with the emulator that I have. I don't want to say that, but keep in mind. Real quick thing here, I'm not a big fan of pirating games, never have been. It's because of people who pirate games that games are so expensive. The more people pirate, the more people have to charge to sell their games because they're not making enough money on them. So I'm not a fan of pirating. And in fact, if Nintendo were to ever release a legal version or a technical version of Ancient Stone Tablets, I would immediately download on the Virtual Console or whatever aspect that they had it available for. And then I would then go forth and delete the actual version of it that I have on my computer. I found this actually online on a website that also respects Nintendo in a way that they said that if Nintendo ever comes up to them and says, can you please take these ROMs off your website, they will do so. They only have them up there so that people can play the games and actually try them. The website that I found it from actually fully got their hands on the ROM of Ancient Stone Tablets and the original Legend of Zelda remade with the new graphics and translated them and everything so that you can download them and actually play them. But Ancient Stone Tablets is very, very interesting to me because of the fact that like I said, it takes place in the world of A Link to the Past. It has a lot of the same items. I actually had a record on here earlier today that I was messing around with. I got my first sword, I got my first shield, I actually got my bow. And that was really kind of cool. The dungeon designs are a little bit different, but you meet up with a character, Sahasrahla. You meet up in his main area on his bed when the game starts, and you go from there. An interesting thing is you can actually play as a boy or a girl. The story of it is that supposedly your character is a character from our time, like, you know, real life time, transported back to this time frame. That's kind of the story of it, and I don't know if he needs tablets to get back home. You don't even actually name your character at the beginning. But yeah, that's pretty much the premise of it. You don't play as Link. Link, to what we are aware, is missing. Zelda does make an appearance in the game. So like I said, so does the King. Ganon is, spoiler alert, if you for some reason haven't beaten A Link to the Past, but is dead. Because of the ending of A Link to the Past, and the Triforce is also gotten by Link at the end of A Link to the Past. So, Ancient Stone Tablets was actually developed and published by Nintendo. So I'm kind of curious if Nintendo plans that it's part of their canon story. Mostly because, now I don't know if you heard about this, but a few months back, I should actually say about 2 months ago, Shigeru Miyamoto and Eiji Aonuma came out and actually said that they have a master timeline, which I agree and disagree, and I might make that a video some other time real quick. The reason why I agree with it is because I think it's kind of cool that they actually do, but I disagree because the major fun part of Zelda that I like is I get to put the story together. But anyway, like I said, that's a different video. But they have a master timeline that they actually follow now, that they themselves have placed in the Zelda order, all the games and stuff. And I'm kind of curious if Ancient Stone Tablets does exist within this time frame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding the game to my website very soon here. It's going to have its own section. And I'm going to try to get out of the ROM that I have, because it was released actually as 4 episodes. It was 4 weeks in a row that you had to actually sit down and play at a specific time every week to be able to get past. And I'm going to see what I can get out of it. Like I said, it is dubbed in English, so I should be able to get the major story here. And, you know, I'll definitely get back to you guys. But, I mean, shoot me some comments. I mean, tell me what you think. Because I really want to know what you guys think. If, A, we should get this game in America, because I think we should. Because who doesn't think that A Link to the Past is one of the greatest games ever? But we should get this game in America. Not only should we get it, but it should be downloadable on the Virtual Console. I think it would be very easy to do. Nintendo should really do it. And I think Nintendo should come out and tell us if it's actually canon. But tell me what you think. Make some comments, send me some emails, you know, and definitely tell me what you think. I mean, now that you've actually seen it live, you know, on my computer here, it is very possible to get your hands on it. So, I think that's about it for now. So, look forward to a couple other videos coming up here in the future. Next, like, a video coming up that I know I'm going to be making is not really pertaining to the Zelda series, but as video games as a whole. But I just kind of wanted to get the Ancient Stone Tablets one out because I think it's very, very interesting, and I really, really like it a lot, that it's a whole new game, and it's a whole new adventure in terms of story and stuff. So, like I said, I will talk to you guys later, and shoot me your comments. Alright, thanks. Bye.